to the inside, but it's only one. It's not three. It's not four. Whether you start on the inside or the outside, you have a shot at the hole shot. Wow, I don't have to talk as loud. Appreciate all the comments on the commentary. It's tough doing this alone. Somebody called me the color guy, which that is true. That in announcing, that's actually what I am. I add the color. I don't know the riders' names by heart, and I don't know the motos by heart because I'm not part of that organization, but I do the best I can. And the fact that y'all are coming up and saying thank you means a lot to me. You got me worried, Hendricks. Do I need to look for another rider? Hey, bud, I know they've been working hard on that thing. That just means we got to work harder. Kenny, what you think? Good to go? Maybe? Okay. Okay.
Hello. There we go. There you go. Race 13.
You changed what? Oh, yeah. Okay. The whistle you just heard and the woo-woo, yeah, that right there, the little train horn, the little handheld train horn. Give them a long blow. Race 13, we're going to pick this back up. Race 13, that is, if you are on a fast four-stroke jet ski, that's race 13. To the line. Also, we're selling raffle tickets for merch. We're selling raffle tickets for sponsons. We're selling T-shirts, all under the Jet Tribe tent. It's scoring. And then the raffle, oh, man, is for, let's see, looks like a Troy Lee Designs helmet, Troy Lee Designs gloves assortment, and a pair of water shoes. Yes. All right. So, listen up, listen up, listen up. We are will be live, and the link that you want to send things to is Charles Guinchard Photography Livestream. You can look it up on Facebook on the Naughty Water Mid-America's page. That's where I follow the link to it. Or he said if you want better service, you can go to YouTube and look up Charles Guinchard Photography. And we, now doing the live interviews, will be moving our location. Instead of me sitting under the tent, the live camera view starts right here. So off camera, on camera, off camera, on camera. And it's all a one shot. Okay, there's no multiple cameras. There's no drone. There's no Chinese spy satellite. So if you're here to the red truck, you're on camera. So like if you moonwalk like this, you're on camera. Or if you stand there like this, you're on camera. So people that think their butt looks fat, I don't suggest doing this or this. I would do the side do. Okay. So, further ado, when we do our after moto interviews, I would prefer we stand right here in proximity of the PA and in view of Charles's camera. He gave me the thumbs up. I always want to be the guy behind the camera, too. That's cool. So anyway, when you do your after-race interviews, you want to thank your sponsors or talk about I always look at this as a wrestling interview. After you lose a big match, you come up, next time, brother, I'm going to get you. Come up and do that. We'll have some fun with it. Your sponsors will get to see it, and your everybody race it. Well, there's one race 13er there. There's another one there. Billy, Katara, he's coming. Tim's coming. Yeah. Okay. So now that we're on the live stream, we're going to start some things over, and we want to say welcome everybody to the Naughty Water Racing Jet Tribe Mid-America Challenge from beautiful Madisonville, Texas. We have undergone the first round of motos. We're finishing the race 13, which would be the first round of the first set of motos. That's right. And that's going to be with the Pro Ski GP and the Pro 4-stroke stock. So all of our big ski classes. We've already taken our break, and we're going to move right into Moto 2 with our juniors and our amateur ski lights. And then we're going to run everything back for you again. So for those of you viewing online, this will be your first time with us. But we have been here racing since this morning. We're excited to have you. We hope that you're watching and sharing everywhere that you can to expose the city of Madisonville who's gracious enough to host. We talked to Tom Jones a little bit this morning, the fire chief, and he's got a response and everything out here ready for us. He likes showing off his big fire truck, guys. But we also want to thank our sponsors, Naughty Water Racing, of course, Jet Tribe Racing, Leisure Pools, J. Caldwell Pools, Pro Watercraft Racing, Commander Industries. For all they do for us, while we get these guys to the line, get them warmed up, get the band stretched tight. Okay. Mark, I feel like this is the one, man. Good racing this morning. All right, for those of you watching at home that are new to jet ski racing, I don't know if many of you would be, we have a closed course set up to where it's a split start. We're going to have an outside lane and an inside lane. The guys are going to take off in a straight line. The ones on the inside are going to take these 4 white buoys into these blue section buoys here. That's the inside split. The guys on the outside here are going to take a little bit longer route outside to that first red buoy, and they're going to go all the way around until this 4th red buoy and take the split. They've been even every race this morning. We have no outside or inside split advantage, which that's the way you want it. And with these pro GP ski guys, we should be able to put on a great show for you with that split testing here shortly. We're going right into race 1, too, right? No, yeah, but race 1 is on deck. Okay. Yeah. No, I know it's 13 now, but we're going immediately into 1. We're not taking another break. All right. Okay. Yeah, it'd be really, really nice to do it from here. Oh, look at you. I do. I mean, it'd be a little tight. But
I just looked in here on TV, and
You need me to look a little better? I can wear JD 232 Racing and salvage all you want.
I have that's probably going to feel even smaller because it's Vietnam size. But if it doesn't work at all,
I'll live with it.
Okay. I'm good.
I'll live
Sure the key.
All right. Now you're asking me to lose 10 pounds.
There you go.
I gotta lose 20.
I got to lose 70.
I lost 80, maybe.
I lost 50 and getting it out of there. And now I'm back at my 300. 50 back.
All right, race 13, no break. We took the break before race 13, so we're going to go right into Moto 1. So if you're Moto 1, amateur ski lights and junior ski, you are in staging now. The Moto scores are on the board, which is nice. And again, after your race is over and you would like to come to the microphone and do a post-race interview, we would be happy to have you. So that way you can thank your family, your friends, your sponsors, your enemies, anybody you want, live on the microphone. Who's having fun? Show of hands. Okay, a little bit. Who's cold? No hands. No hands for cold. Saturday, July 8th. And I believe it says the temperature is 89 degrees. Yeah, 95% humidity. So what we used to call in college a hot box. The winds were actually high this morning. They've died down during this break. And if you see online, it's a Toy Story wallpaper sky. Moto 1 is in staging. Moto 2, race 2. Moto 2, race 2, that is correct. You were on deck. You still come in and check in with Sean at the line. Nothing changes. You still come and check in. If you have a boat change, that is something we need to know. And honestly, if you change boats but keep your same number, that would help us out tremendously. And again, you're attending the Naughty Water Jet Tribe Racing Mid-America Watercross Championship in beautiful Madisonville, Texas. It's sponsored by Leisure Pools, Pro Watercraft Racing, Commander, I don't know if it's in the shot or not, but the Sea-Doo there, that's 405, there's a raffle for it. I'm thinking about entering it because a Spark from 405, we can change that 5 to a 9 because, I mean, come on. It's from Oklahoma. We're in Texas. This is Texas. And there's some nice helmets up here, goggles and gloves. Not goggles. Shoes and gloves. And then there's T-shirts for sale. Vic's Texas Barbecue. And I did get somebody, I saw that they got some of the potato salad. They call me Tater Salad. For sale up at the pavilion. For those spectators looking for a little bit of shade during this not-so-windy time, the pavilion is open for your viewing pleasure of the races. You get a great shot of the right-hand side of the course after they come off the splits. All right, taking care of a little business with a warm-up rider. Race 2 to staging. And we're going to go ahead and introduce these guys to you. This is race 13. That'll be the end of the first round of motos. This is Ski Pro-Am GP on the 37 out of Fort Worth, Texas. It's Tim Miller. And on the 115 out of Lavernia, Texas, it's Mason Katara. On the 35 for Elite Optics out of Houston, Texas, it's Adrian Fisk. And there they go. 57, Mark Marriott riding for Chris Cowan and Hillsdale Jackals. He's out of Blue Springs, Missouri. And on the 299, Trevor Burns out of Rockwell, Texas. And 645, that's Charles Brook out of Jonestown, Texas. All right, after the split, equal, it looks like we've got Tim Miller on the outside and Billy Katera on the inside. Pretty even. It is going to be the inside again, though, with the whole shot. Billy Katera, Tim Miller right on him on the outside. One goes in, one goes out. Wall of water inhaled. And Billy Katera comes out ahead. Am I saying? I bet it's not Billy, is it? It's Mason. Excuse me, it's Mason. Tim Miller in second. That's a Pro Force, Pro Watercraft Racing Pro Force 4-stroke jet ski out front. Commander GP1 4-stroke in second. And it looks like Adrian Fisk maybe, or Mark Marriott on the stock SXR in third, followed by Adrian Fisk in fourth. Those are stock SXRs right now with open skis. Mason Katara now on the outside, applying that 1,500 power. Tim Miller, look at him go. Lime green out front. Tim Miller in chase. They say riding these boats is really, really hard on your legs. A lot of upper body strength, obviously, to control and hang on to it. but most of the energy is expended in your legs, not just from the bounce, but keeping that beast underneath you. And don't they just sound great? In my opinion, the 1100 engine is the best sounding engine overall, but a very close second is the 1500 Kawasaki with an open exhaust in the GP skis. Race 2, amateur lights, Pro-Am lights. Billy Katara, I'm sorry, it's Billy's son, Mason Katara, way out front now. Tim Miller on a Sunday stroll, but it's just Saturday. He's got some time left. Mark Marriott in third, Adrian Fisk fourth. Those guys also riding in the amateur stock class. This is Pro-Am amateur stock, but they also ride in the amateur stock, so they double up. Great round earlier. This is the first time we've seen Tim on the GP1 today, and this is the first time I believe I've seen Mason on the Pro Force. I want to say his dad Billy rode it earlier in the veterans class. Taking that break in the wind lying down has made the course actually really smooth. Halfway flag out, and the course is actually still pretty smooth. Now, I know the guys out there saying smooth my yeah, but these boats are flying. They're still going as fast as they did on the start. Race number one. Hendricks, Smith, Devin Hathaway, Felix, Ryan, Seth and Seth, you are to staging. Race two. Beginner runabout, you are on deck. All the racers did a wonderful job in staging and lining up this morning. Again, we want to extend that thank you. Those efforts help increase the flow efficiently for the race day, and it gets us out of here a little earlier so we can enjoy this fine city of Madisonville, Texas tonight. Still out front, Mason Katara, 115, Pro Watercraft Racing. Behind him, Tim Miller on the Deplorable Racing Commander. Dean's team, BP Concepts, JD 232 Racing and Salvage. I don't know about you guys, but to ride that fast for this long, I'd already be spent. There's no way. Trevor Burns out of Rockwell, he's actually riding for Answer Racing, OGO, Bell Helmets, 100% Risk Racing. He's got that really nice looking 10 across the lagoon. Matrix Concepts, Mobius Braces, DT1, Liat, Micah Metals, and Gurney. That's how he can have that really nice 10 over there with all those sponsors. And that's how you do it, folks. You get good sponsors behind you, and you show up with a pretty tent to keep your stuff underneath and shade. Race one. Race one on the line, race two to staging. Race three, start thinking about it. It will get here sooner than you think. Want to remind everybody to reapply your sunscreen and to hydrate. If you don't think you're thirsty, you should hydrate. What a win for Mason Katera on the Pro Force. Followed behind him, Tim Miller on the GP1. I've been calling him. Ryan is on the line and Felix is on the line. Devin is on his way. I saw he already had his stuff up. Hendricks, there's Devin. Hendricks should be close. And the Seths. Seth 66 and Seth 223. Yeah. You need a holder? One holder to the line. Got you covered. Hendricks needs a holder. No, he's covered. Seths. Where are my Seths? He's got a holder. We need him. Race Moto 2, you are in staging. Staging. I'm not. I'm worried it's going to do that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Feedback, microphone feedback. But you know what? Terry just brought up a good point. We're online. Can we see ourselves online? Let's see. This phone is hot. This phone is hot. Oh, that was last night's Astros game. What time do the Astros play today? Do we have more Astros fans here or more Rangers fans here? I bet it's an even split. The Rangers are doing great right now. It won't last, though. Well, he asked if I'm watching myself online, and the answer to that question is no. Race 1, thank you. We got a Seth. I see one Seth. Nope. No success on the live stream. Let's see. Well, no, he just rode off. That's Devin, that's Felix, that's Ryan, that's Hendricks. So one Seth is here. Oh, look, there's a drone. Look at that. A drone. Man, they're getting all professional over here. Oh, there's a Seth. And that's not a Super Jet, that's an SXR. Race 1 actually on the line. Sean's down there getting them loaded up from where they finished on their first moto. Let's see. There we go. Naughty Water Jet Tribe Championships. Here is the YouTube link. You click on it. We actually have good cell phone service out here, too. I'm not going to unmute it because I'd just be hearing myself. It says Saturday Jetski Racing live stream. Charles Ginchard Photography. Yeah. And press the little play app. And right now he's showing Moto 1 on the line, which is the same thing I see. And there's a little bit of a delay, so it's like drag racing. That's cool. Oh, he's zoomed in on me here. Watch this, y'all. Interactive television. Hello. We want to welcome everybody online. I'm viewing with you. So if you want to leave a comment online, I think that's why they want me to do this, is so if you leave a comment online, I'd be able to see it. And if you're watching from home, we'll be able to hopefully see your comment. I'm kind of new at this. But if you're watching someone that you know at home and you're cheering them on, I should be able to see it. Yeah, everybody wave. Everybody wave. Do the wave. Ride the wave. Oh, I know why. On YouTube, you don't see the comments like you do on Messenger. So we might have to switch that. Let's see. 6 laps for Moto 1. I'm sure somebody's thinking to themselves, thank God. It's hot out here, y'all. The wind is definitely gone. And the sun is overhead. There's the comments. All right. So we'll try this out. Charles Marriott, thank you. On the number 10 ski out of Liberty Hill, Texas, riding for Pro Watercraft Racing, Austin Jetski or Smith Optics, Factory Jet Tribe Racing. Number 10, Hendrick Smith. From Buna, Texas, on the 405, it's Devin Hathaway. On the UA7, it's Felix Morinico. On the Flower Mound, Texas, Kawasaki. Ryan Tunnel on the 23 out of Round Rock. Seth Pettit on the 66. He's out of Providence Village, Texas. And Seth Baharanjo out of Austin, Texas on the 233. I don't know if he made it to the call. We'll see. Race 2, runabout beginner. You are on the line. And we will go to, I just had it. Yes, there's the win. Thank you for turning the fan on, Lord. All right. The live stream is working. Out in front, is Hendrick Smith, thank you, followed closely by Felix. And then they're on the 2 strokes. Then followed by one of the Seths on the 66. That's an SXR. Devin, back to racing after some time on a Superjet. Not what he's really used to, but he's trying. On the 405. And then Seth Baranjo on the 233. That's almost my number. My number's 232. Coming around the backstretch off the splits, that's number 10, Hendrick Smith on the Superjet. Behind him on the SXR in the junior class, that's Felix Muraninko. Much better. Followed by Seth Pettit on the 66. And where's Ryan? There he is. Devin Hathaway on the 405. Hendrick Smith stretching his lead out. Now back on the outside splits. And Felix still working his way on the inside. This is a amateur class combined with the junior class. On 2-stroke Superjet Kawasaki SXR. There is no four-stroke in this one. Otherwise known as the lights class. Now, Felix has got an array of sponsors. We can talk about those fine folks for him. Let's see. TCS Marine, Joe Barilski, and Works H2O Designs. Yeah. That's all he listed down for today. I know he's got more than that. Race 2, great job at staging race 2. 2 laps left on Moto 1. If you were in Moto 13, Mason Katera, Tim Miller, Adrian Fisk, and you want to do a post-race interview, come to the Jet Tribe tent. If you're camera shy, it's fine. We can do it off camera. We will need holders for this race, guys. The runabouts require 2 holders. We will need holders. Drew, you don't feel nervous at all sitting in that chair on the starting line? He can't hear me. Ryan Tunnel on the 23. Devin Hathaway on the 405. Hendrick Smith on the 10. And Felix coming around on the UA7. Oh, yard sale right in the front stretch by the hot dog. 233, that is Seth Barano. Course marshal's going to pick him up. Yellow flag in the air for Felix. He's away from it, though, on the inside. Now those coming around on the outside to wait till Seth gets a ride back to his ski. Some folks call that a yard sale. Great looking SXR on the 66 of Seth Pettit. Oop. All right, white flag out for race 1. Race 2 in staging. Race 3, you are on deck. Race 3 is Sport Open. Joey Malden, Brandon Matei, Johnny Munoz, and Billy Katera. Start thinking about making your way. Well, actually, start making your way to the water. Race 4, let's start thinking about it. Justin Wall, Felix again. Trent Cornett, Tristan Hebert, and Christian Bain. Race 4, start thinking about making your way to the water. It would help us tremendously. Hey, Brent Caruth. Yeah. Brent tying up his, Brent Caruth, that is, tying up his hair in the fashion of Triple H from WWE. He pulls his pants up the same way, too, as Triple H. He wears a suit during the week, but shorts on the weekends, folks. Can't wait to get in the water and hold these skis. Brent Caruth. All right, checkered flag out for Hendrick Smith, Seth Baranjo, Seth Pettit, Ryan Tunnel, Devin Hathaway. Great job, guys. Race 2, we will go ahead with your introductions. Now, mind you, folks, I'm going to say 11 3 times. I'm not confused. There are 3 11s in this race. Runabout, beginner stock. Stock runabout only on the 11 out of Montgomery, Texas. She's on a Yamaha EX, blue and black, on the far outside. It is number 11 of the first of 11s, Ashley Sewell. Wave to the crowd, Ashley. Wave to the crowd. She can't hear me. On the second 11, out of Katy, Texas, this is the Sea-Doo. It's the black boat of J.C. Torres 11. And the third 11, out of Forney, Texas, it's a Kawasaki. It's the bright green and black Kawasaki. That is Nick Sin. Nick Sin on the 11. Out of Quinlan, Texas, on the 21, that is Kelly Willis. I believe that is a blue, white, and black GP 800. And out of Quinlan, Texas, number 22, gray and red RX PX 255. It is Javier Falcone. And our last rider on the black and red Sea-Doo RX PX 300, it's Greg Sewell. And yes, he has speakers on it. No, those are not submersible thrusters. But it is a Sea-Doo. Somebody said they should be. Sport open to stage. Sport open to stage. Beginner ski, junior ski to readiness. Yeah. It's got to be Joey out there. We will need holders for this next race as well, guys. So if you don't mind sticking around, it's not as many boats, so we won't need all of you. But if you don't mind sticking around until we have a holder for every sport class, we would certainly appreciate that. If anybody could shout out where Kelly Willis is from, it would be helpful. 6 laps the call. So light them up. 2 card in the air. Check down the line. Are you ready, ma'am? Are you ready, sir? Are you ready, sir? I am ready, sir. Yes, we're ready. 2 goes to 1. 1 goes to the bandman. Band snaps. Acceleration happens, and we are racing. Inside split won the whole shot math on the last moto and the moto before. So the inside is actually winning right now. They just retimed the splits on the break. So Javier Falcone on the inside. And it looks like Greg Sewell on the outside. Greg has a little bit more horsepower on that new Sea-Doo. And yes, Greg will take the whole shot. So give 1 back to the outside. Take 1 away from the inside. 2-1 on the split whole shots. In third place, that looks like the orange and black Kawasaki of Kelly Willis. And then Ashley Sewell with the Kawasaki of Nick Sin and J.C. Torres to follow. I want to say the person on the GP switched to another class. Holders, if you don't mind staying until we get everybody for the next moto, we would certainly appreciate it. Sport open. The starting line is yours. Back to the racing action. On the outside, Greg Sewell on that new Sea-Doo. Javier Falcone, junior rider. There goes Greg. Here comes Javier. And then that looks like Kelly Willis on that orange and black, dare I say Halloween colored Kawasaki Ultra. Followed by Ashley. She's on a lower horsepower boat, but actually holding fourth. And then we've got Nick Sin on the Ultra 300, followed by J.C. Torres. So a good rounded group of runabout jet skis from the ranks of Sea-Doo's Premier line in the RXPX and Kawasaki's Premier line of the Ultra 310 LX and Yamaha out there with the EX. A little bit later on, we'll see their brothers of the Yamaha FX and GP 1800R. Halfway flags, 3 laps down, 3 laps to go. Greg Sewell, all business in this beginner runabout class out front. Race 2, Sport Open on the line. Race 4, beginner ski, junior ski to stage on deck. Race 7, runabout wreck lights, which one of them is on the, no, that's not race 7, I'm sorry. Flipped too many pages. Race 5. Race 5 is vintage X2 and 550. Make sure your skis got gas in it. Make sure you've got your gloves and your helmet. Start making your way to the water. Again, we're in the races. This is a World Finals qualifier for Lake Havasu City. IJSBA sanction. Naughty Water Racing, Jet Tribe Racing, Mid-America Jet Ski Championships. It's Region 5 in IJSBA, Region 6 for Kansas and Missouri. Charles Gunchard Photography providing the live stream to us today. And Adrian Fisk, C4 Cinematography, providing the drone coverage. And he has been taking action shots throughout the day that the two of them together are presenting these live images to you. And then later on social media, we'll be putting up the pictures that they take. Us working can't really do a whole lot of picture taking because we've got our own stuff to do. The scorers out there are keeping track of which person finishes in which place and if they miss a buoy. The course marshals are out there making sure that if people do yard sail or leave their boat, that they get back to them safely and quickly so it doesn't create any hazard. The starter, he's really got a cool job. After the band pops, he gets to walk all the way down to where it's floating, grab it, pull it back or stretch it, and put it in its holder. And that's on 2 sides to get ready for the next race. And then it's not by remote, so you're not holding a key fob up and saying band click. You have to actually go there and you release. It's a spring release that the bands actually pop, and that's our starting system. So in motocross or supercross, they have the gate that drops, allowing the motorcycle to go over it. In our case, we have a band that's stretched really tight that whips out of the way, and everybody can go after they see it move. You can go under it. I've done that before. You can't go through it. At some point, it will give and it will snap. And the worst feeling in the world is to be popped in the shoulder or forearm or any part of your arm with this fully stretched band. It hurts very badly. In fact, I'd probably rather be stung by something than get hit by that thing. All right, race 2 over with. Congratulations to the race 2 winner, Greg Sewell. That is unofficial. Race 3, Sport Open. These are wave blasters with conversion engines, most likely a Kawasaki 1100 two-stroke engine or a Yamaha 1200 three-cylinder two-stroke engine. Winner of the first moto, number 69, out of Kaufman, Texas. He rides for Greener Grass. That is Joey Malden. Malden, 69. Out of Leander, Texas, on the 161. That is Brandon Mate. Mate, 161. On the 429 out of New Waverly, Texas. That's the one with the flames in the front, folks. It is Johnny Munoz. Munoz, 429. And out of Lavernia, Texas, riding for Spectrum Watercraft, Pro Watercraft Racing, it is the 927 of Billy Katera. Katera, 927. Billy feels the power between his legs, brother. Got his 2 sons there holding for him, Mason and Tanner. Both of them look really good. Well, actually, really all of them look good on that Pro Force Pro Watercraft ski. It's a lime green ski, number 115. And the boys also race X2 and Vintage. Billy enjoys long walks in the setting sun in his off time. Johnny, which way is the beach? Oh, see that? He's in total concentration, folks. Doesn't take his hand off that starting button. He's ready to go. Joey, did you eat a donut this morning? Yeah. 2 donuts. Most of these skis are the stock Wave Blaster hull, which would be in the open class, meaning it's stock hull with modifications allowed. And then, of course, a new engine, new pump, steering components, handling components. Joey riding what I would call a vintage ski. It's what's known as an R-pot hull. It's made out of balsa wood, believe it or not. Use balsa wood and carbon fiber. It's lighter, but that doesn't necessarily always help. Oh, Johnny Munoz with a big bog on the first of the start. Joey, though, goes out like a rocket ship on that 69 Blaster. Someone's missing a white buoy. Someone didn't do the start correctly. We're going to have to bring that one back. Red flag conditions. Race 3, stage, race 4. Race 3 is on the water. Race 4 to staging. But please, race 4, could you move for us? We're going to have to do that again. Race 4, could you move for us? We will have to do that again. Yeah, Joey, that's frustrating, buddy. You got a great start there. But Johnny, who didn't have that good of a start, is going to get another chance at this. Brandon Matei going his own way on that start. Hey, Brandon, you got to take the 4 white buoys, man. Johnny got a chance to really clear that thing out on that start. That's what he was doing right before he came back. Johnny looking for that sweet spot on the throttle to get that push off the line. He had it in the first moto. I don't know if holders make sure that their area is clear. There's no floating seaweed or anything in front of their boats that get clogged up in their pump. When they lift those pumps up out of the water, you see that green. That's the algae and the seaweed that's accumulated on this lake. All right, take two. Band snaps. Johnny gets a way better start that time. No jump. Joey does bobble on this jump. Johnny's right there with him, but there's the power and the little bit of lightweight on Joey's R-pot hole. And now everybody went the whole way to the white buoys. Inside split. Inside split is winning right now. They're one start ahead of the outside, so hopefully the outside guy gets a whole shot here, and we can have an even-Steven day so far. Doesn't look like it, though. Talking Johnny up did good. Johnny Munoz with the way better start in that second half. Brandon Matei comes out up front. Joey behind him. So Billy Katera in third. Johnny's not getting everything out of one of those cylinders in that ski. There's something amiss in that motor. It didn't sound even as good as it did this morning. Meanwhile, around the corner, Brandon Matei out front, Joey Malden behind him. That's a reverse of the 1-2 in the first moto. Brandon finishing second, Joey finishing third. Billy right where he was in third. I'm sorry, Brandon finished second, Joey finished first. Billy finished third. So as the day rolls, water bottle where?
Oh, she said put a water bottle behind your neck.
Oh.
Hey, should we put those hot dogs in the cooler?
I would. They'll sweat. I would. Brandon Matei out front. I guess they didn't penalize him on that start. Definitely tell a difference between the ported motor of Joey Malden versus the open spec motor of Billy Katera. That, or just in defense, Billy could have port work. I shouldn't say that. Billy may have a muffled exhaust. I know for a fact that the exhaust on that black ski is fully gutted. I've ridden laps with. We need a holder to the line for beginner ski. I'm sorry, junior ski. We need one holder to the line. I've practiced against that black blaster before. And it sounds loud on camera and it sounds loud on the shore. But trust me, when you're out there right next to it, it's really loud. Brandon Matei in first, Joey Malden second, Billy Katera third. Race number 4, beginner ski stock, junior 13 to 15 lights. On the line, thank you very much. Race number 5, vintage ski, vintage X2, year to staging. Race 6, mod ski lights. Ski Masters and Ski Am GP. Now, he's not here. Start thinking about making your way to the water. All right, green flag for Brandon Matei. Joey not letting up. Brandon said in the first moto that he didn't stand up the amount or the way that he wanted to, which, and the water was rougher in the first set of motos. What you're seeing out there now with the sunshine overhead and the glisten off the water and it being pretty flat is different conditions from what it was this morning. There was very much a light chop with the wind this morning, and Brandon's ski wasn't handling quite the same way in the rougher water as Joey's was. In the smoother water, it seems like Brandon's is handling way better. As you see, he's out front. And Joey, trying different things to catch him, is still right there, but nothing's working for him to really gain. They're still in the same spot they were from the start. White flag, white flag. Hearing that sound just makes you want one, folks. Johnny Munoz got that cylinder clears out. Sounds a lot better. All right. We will introduce race number 4. There's a pretty good amount of them in there. On the 106 out of Garland, Texas, it's Justin Wall 36. On the UA7 out of Flower Mound, Texas, his sponsors say on the next page, and when you flip that, is Works H2O Design, T&S Marine, and Joe Burilski, and that is the UA7 of Felix Marinenko. Marinenko is what he told me this morning. On the 160, this kid is lightning fast out of Sulphur Springs, Texas. That's Andrew Vo on the 160. Jackson Lloyd out of Wichita, Kansas on the 62. I don't know if I announced your name on the first one, buddy. It's right at the top of the page. Jackson Lloyd on the 62. And then we go into the bottom of the two-stroke Yamahas. We've got 568 out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma on the 405 Motorsports. That's Christian Bain. Wichita, Kansas rider on the 41 Yamaha, riding for Big Fish Bail Bonds, Naughty Water Racing, Dad, and Smith Racing. It's Tristan Hebert. And rounding out the field, from Wichita, Kansas on the 27, Trent Coronet. Coronet on the 27. Uh-huh. Oh, Javier. Yeah. So with me, we'll get him on the camera here. Yes, we're standing right here in front of the Kawasaki dirt bike here. I am with Javier Falcone, runabout rider extraordinaire. Tell us about your morning moto and what you just finished out there on the runabout, Javier.
So in both races, I got second place. I had the whole shot on the inside, and I didn't come out on top on the whole shot, or from the guy on the outside.
Well, in your defense, you're a little bit underpowered for that class, and you're on an older ski, but that doesn't affect you. You still come out close to the whole shots in contention when everything's even, and even throughout the race, you seem to find better water than the other folks to keep in contention. If there's a mistake or something, you can capitalize on it. Is that your strategy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is there anybody you'd like to thank or say hi at home?
I'd like to thank my parents, and I'd like to thank Drew for lending me the ski.
Thanks, Mom and Dad and Drew, for letting him ski. Javier Falcone, I got to say something. I watched the Junior Nationals, Javier, and I've had a chance to talk with Cooper. But when you were running the Spark with him on the Oklahoma City River and y'all were doing the inside splits and the outside splits, and it could really have gone either way. I know you came out on top, but honestly, between you and Cooper Caldwell, that's the best racing I've seen in 10 years. It was very, very inspiring. There was a lot of people cheering y'all on the internet, a lot of people talking about it. So that's something you need to be very, very proud of. And when you go back to school this year, share with all your friends, hey, I did that. Okay, buddy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Have a great day. Thanks for coming up and interviewing with us. Everybody give a big round of applause for Javier Falcone. All right, engines cranked on the line. Yamaha Superjet, Kawasaki SXR up, 2-minute hold. Cut them down, cut them off. We need a hold. No, there's nothing in the pump, son. Let's get it going. Uh-oh. Spark plug and a spark plug wrench. Anybody with a spark plug and a spark plug wrench? No, I think that's a fouled plug. Okay, they're saying ether or starting fluid. Hey guys, we got starter fluid being passed out to you. Heads up, starter fluid coming. Second, hey, starter fluid. Catch. Yay, great catch. Open the hood. Hold the hood out of the way. Hit the starter button. We have ignition and a little bit of fireworks. Strap the hood back down. There you go. Play-by-play provided by Joey Domingue. You think I'd had to done that before? No rush, guys. You're within 2 minutes. You're within 2 minutes. Leave it running. Toss back to the beach. The Cowboys couldn't complete that many passes in a game. Terry doesn't care about the Cowboys. All right, we got everybody hot. 2 card is up. Ooh, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready too. Hey. Well, then show me a 1. Not yet. No. All right, 1. Band, go. And we are racing. Javier, not in this race, just finished an interview. He's a runabout rider. But Felix, way down low in the tray. He's on the outside split, so he's going to take the red buoy. The inside guys are taking the whites. We need a outside hole shot to catch up. The inside is ahead by 2 races now. But it looks like we're going to have a shot at this. Felix now on the outside. People are standing in front of me, so I can't see. But when I see him come by, I'll know. The outside, yes. Felix gets 1 for the outside start. Tristan now on the inside. So 1 even start, one advantage to the inside split. So Felix out front with the hole shot. Justin and Vo right there with him. And I want to say I saw Tristan Hebert in the mix as well. Vintage Ski, you are on the line. You get a little shrapnel off of me, though, because you can tell that's what she wants to do. All right, here, hold on. Hit me in the face.
Oh, dude, I like the glasses.
Yeah, just wipe them off.
That's some nice glasses you got. I like that kind of style.
They don't make them anymore. Yeah, which crap, because they fit my face the best. So there's a couple of companies on eBay that will make the new rubbers. And you can get replacement lenses now. So as long as you don't walk the lenses or the frames up too bad, you got a chance of rebuilding them. Revenant Optics. I'm actually asking them for a sponsorship.
Might as well.
Yeah. All right. I have reapplied my sunscreen. Have you? And I need more water. That is beer. Okay. All right. I'll take it. Please hydrate, and please reapply sunscreen. Seconds of prevention now are worth it. No, your sweat to make it stick to you. You'll be all right. All right. Charles, we doing good, buddy? Yeah, all right. He looks like an NFL cameraman up on the top of the trailer up there. And when I say NFL cameraman, I mean the guy on the sidelines with the big camera lens that's getting the shots of the guys on the line and how the line breaks when the run starts, or how the defense, I mean, it looks great. The old sayings of jet ski racing in my day was you had to be there. Well, now you can be. All right, that's Felix out front, white flag. I see Tristan coming around. Andrew Vo with that bright black and orange Jet Tribe wetsuit. That black and blue 27 ski of Trent Cornett showing up well in this sunshine today. And then where's Christian? Most of the racers in this moto actually practice against each other, so very used to each other on the water. And, of course, their other friends from other towns get to race with them. That's why we do this. You can be good at home against your family, but really doesn't count until you come and do it against other folks. There's Christian. And Felix, here comes Felix. With a Mother Moto win, 106, crossing under behind him. I think he was a lap rider. Andrew, given all that super jet it's got. I don't see how he's in that wetsuit, folks. I know it's got to be hot. All right. We will go on with race 5, Vintage X2 and Vintage Ski 550. We did the X2 guys first, so we'll go ahead with the 550 guys this time, and we'll start from the bottom up. Out of Corpus Christi, Texas, on the 504. Not the 504 boys, the 504 ski. That is Sean Carlson. Carlson on the 504. Out of Nederland, Texas, riding for Jerry Rig Racing. I call him the Bulldog. It's the 427 of Josh Bro. Bro on the 427. Riding for IDP Graphics out of Austin, Texas. It's the 201 Chad Manson. Manson 201. Out of Orange, Texas, riding for GTM. That's the Good Times Mafia. And GC Mechanics. The 21 of Ralph Henning Jr. Henning Jr. 21. And out of Kyle, Texas, on the 11, Blake Shaw. Shaw 11. And out of Base Rope, Texas, which I know that's not right, Bastrop, Texas, the number 1, it's the bright yellow ski of Jeff Kelly. Jeff Kelly on the 1. Moving on to the X2. Riding for Spectrum Watercraft. Pro Watercraft Racing out of Lavernia, Texas. It's the 198. He's Tanner Katera. Katera on the 198. His brother on the 14, 26 years old. So he is here. Ty Katera. Woo-woo. And last but not least, out of North Richland Hills, Texas, rising for Vision Watercraft, it's the 78 of Drew Stallhut. Stallhut 78. That is your Vintage Ski Vintage X2 Race 5. So, little history. This is the first generation jet ski. Started out as a 400cc engine, then moved to a 440 and a 550. They also made a 300 in the JS hull set. The preferred ski to have is a 550 SX that was made from 1992 to 1995. It has a rear below-the-water exhaust and a Reed induction cylinder, not a piston port cylinder, which is less conducive to backfires. A little bit more fuel efficient. All right. Off they are. We had a little bit of a wonky start with a fall on the first moto. Looks like all the guys are getting a better start this time. The best way to describe this is riding a 2x4 with an engine on it. X2 would be like riding two 2x4s. All right, so we need another outside split hole shot to even things up. I believe the X2s were all on the outside. They were. And they are out front. The Katera brothers are 1 and 2 on the outside. And Drew is right behind them. So it is now even. There is no advantage to the inside or outside. That's Ty Katera on the 47. Drew Stallhut in second on the 78. And Tanner, I believe it looks like, no, that's Ty on the 14. Look at your sheet, Joey. Tanner on the 198 and Ty on the 14. All right. Jeff Kelly on the number 1. I know in my hometown when people buy these skis, they prefer getting them in white. And they thoroughly enjoy putting the retro graphics back on it. So where I'm from, the Lightning Bolt ski, probably the most prestigious, which that's what Josh Bro is riding. The person that built that ski was an enormous LSU fan, and he had it fashioned in LSU colors. Josh's hometown's colors are gold and black. That's why his hood is gold and black. So appropriate for him to acquire that ski. And like I said, most would argue that the most successful racer in jet skiing history is either Dustin Farthing or Chris McCluggage. But to me, the greatest jet ski racer alive is Jeff Jacobs. And a lot of guys like getting his color scheme, the PJS color scheme from the 90s. I believe there's 3 or 4 skis in our area that are done up like that. Ralph Henning moving up the pack, passing Josh, it looks like. Race 1, 2, and 3. Your scoring is up and posted. You have a time limit to protest or challenge your finish position. After that time limit is up, You must forever hold your peace to that score. Race 6. Mod Ski Lights, Ski Masters, Ski... Oh, he ain't coming. You are at a staging. So please make your way to the starting line. Meanwhile, on the course, we have an X2, 1 and 2. Drew Stahlhut in hot pursuit of Tanner Katera. And then there's a lapper. That's Jeff. And then I want to say we'll have Ty Katera on his X2. There's Ty. Usually riding a Pro Force, but moved to the Vintage X2 class. Now Ralph Henning leading the 550 class, closely followed by Josh Pro in second place. Third is, 201 of Chad Manson. And he's on that lightning bolt ski. No, they do not make... Well, I shouldn't say that. They don't make many new parts for these skis, guys. The way that these skis run well is you go on eBay, you go online, or people that love jet ski racing make aftermarket parts like Pro Watercraft Racing for these skis. So when you see these black blurs underneath them, those are what's called tubbies or sponsons. The big problem with the 550 is it's very narrow and it doesn't handle the rough water that well. You can glue and screw these sponsons onto the side to make the front of the watercraft footprint a little bit better, help it handle and turn. And then we have, I shouldn't call them that. There's skeg fins off the back that hang off like a wing. And when the ski gets to the back, instead of it catching a rail, which is what we used to call it, and hanging up or spinning out, now this ski acts like a rudder and helps it move through the corner. So you don't see the skis with the sponsons on them sliding out or washing out as badly. And they're able to ride it more like a modern ski and keep up their pace and ride with these X2s. X2, of course, being a little bit shorter design off the 650, but not having a tray, having a BMX-style handlebar in the middle. So the geometry of the ski is the same. The stance is different. All right, Moto 2 win, for Ralph Henning. Second place to Josh. Great job. Race 6, Mod Ski Lights. We'll go ahead and introduce you to them. Out of Spicewood, Texas. He's on camera right now in the hot pink life jacket with the guy holding him in the hot pink shorts. On the number 6, that is Mike Millhills. Out of Wichita, Kansas, riding for Big Fish Bell Bonds, Naughty Water Racing, Dad, Smith Racing. It's the 41 of Tristan Hebert. Hebert, 41. Also out of Wichita, Kansas, on the Commander, GP1, it is the 322 of Trent Cornett. Cornett, 322. That is the silver, white, and black Commander. I keep wanting to say Hydraspace. I'm sorry, guys. In Ski Masters, believe you must be 40 years old plus, or based on this age, you must be 60. Believe I qualify for the Ski Masters class at 44. But out of Liberty, Missouri, on the 51, that's a Commander. That's Michael Williams. He was your Moto 1 winner. Out of Altus, Oklahoma, also on a Commander. That's the one that looks like Quentin Bosch's ski, the blue and light orange, the number 93. Out of Lavernia, Texas, he just got off the Wave Blaster Open, riding for Spectrum Watercraft, Pro Watercraft Racing. It's the 115 of Billy Katara. That is the light lime green ski. Billy's wearing a gray life jacket with green shorts. And out of Beaumont, Texas, this guy actually helped teach me how to ride a jet ski. It's the 721 of Kevin Branch. Branch, 21. He is on a Kawasaki SXR 1500. He is wearing a dark blue helmet. He's worn it every day I've known him. Well, not every day, but every time he races, He's worn the same helmet, and he's wearing lime green shorts. Anybody from the first 5 races that would like to come up and give a big thanks to their sponsors, or say anybody to anyone watching on the internet, please come to the Jet Tribe tent, and we'll get on camera or stay off camera, and you can give a shout out to the folks. I'd really like to thank Justin and the Smith family. Didn't know them as I was getting out of racing. They were getting in. They're boys BMX champions with Justin, and they started in the junior class on 1 Superjet, believe it or not. And I believe their fleet now has moved up to 2 two-stroke Superjets, a 4-stroke Superjet, a Kawasaki 1500 SXR, yes. And I want to say they have a Pro Force too. So it grows quickly in a family. You start out on the stock skis, and as you get to move up and get on the more powerful boats and go into the amateur class, you end up on a Pro Force or a GP1. Justin asked me to consider coming to announce again, and I told him, I'd have to think about it, and his persistence paid off, and he kept saying, still need an announcer. Would you mind, coming to help us out? And it just worked out that I could come this weekend and call the races for you fine folks. And I really appreciate this morning I asked for the help and got it. You brought me water. The Vic's Barbecue brought me a sausage link, which Vic's Barbecue is for sale over by the pavilion. And a lot of people saying they like this comment, they like that comment. Unfortunately, it's not on the internet. I'll try to do my best to duplicate some of it if it happens. Sorry, folks. Sometimes you just need the silence and hear that beautiful sound on the water. All right. We're dead even on the hole shot for inside and outside. Right now, we got the GP boats on the outside. They're going to have the advantage. But the 4-stroke, I want to say, no, it's not going to happen. Give it to the outside. That 51 Katera, yeah, give that to the outside. There was nothing Tristan could do. And Cornet, is that a TR1 in that? Okay, that makes a whole lot of sense now. Trent Cornet on his GP1 is riding the stock 4-stroke Superjet engine in the Commander, which that hasn't been available very long in that outfit. They did have the turbo TR1s available in the GP1s, but ended up seeing that the 1500 power plant was better. So now they're offering a stock Superjet engine in a Commander hull, which gives you the ability to ride open and GP without the budget of a big 4-stroke modified motor, and you can grow into the full-on GP class. So great racing. Katera, they're not letting up, folks. Katera staying a buoy behind. Michael Williams, who won the first moto, looks like he's riding a little bit more conservative after the first round. And to be honest with you, this heat, the wind and the waves out there as far as being on the water, it is significantly hotter right now than it was this morning. The wind is picking back up, but it's still not at the same strength it was this morning. So the course still pretty smooth. And some people say the rougher it gets, the better that these commanders perform. But I tell you what, the commander's doing really well right now, but that Pro Force, believe it's a 2.0. I want to say they have the 3 now, but the 2.0 doing very, very well today in Masters. All right, opens up a little bit of lead. Whoa! Whoa, yard sale right up front. Yard sale right up front in front of the racing lane. Caution on the race course. Michael Williams coming by looking at the flag stand. I don't know if he caught a wave or if he stepped wrong or steering something, but big get down right in front of the scorer's tower. Billy Katera takes over the lead. Don Cope in third. Course marshals over to the front stretch. As fast as those skis go, it is a ways that you wouldn't swim back to it. Michael, meantime, he put his hand up that he was okay, but his weird get off. Yeah, they're going to call it red flag. Folks, if you can clear the beach in front of the tower there, they're going to bring Michael ashore. So I know everybody's concerned for him and wants to see, but if you can stand back for the safety responders to get in. Red flag conditions, race 7, sit tight. All right.
Race 7 on the line. Race 8 on deck.
Hello. All right, folks, before I get back to calling anything, I'm going to go ahead and say this. If you see firefighters on the side of the road with an empty boot, or you see them at your local grocery store asking for donations, and they'll do an act for you like climb a ladder, or even if you come to your kid's school and let them climb on their fire truck and try to explain to them, why they do the things they do, why they're here, do me a favor and listen to them, because that's a prime example right there of why we have them, why we need them, why they're so important. Something that could be nothing could turn out to be way worse, and those are the people you want looking at you, taking care of you, making sure that you can continue to do this. So freedom isn't free. Teachers and firefighters, in my opinion, get the worst rap for, sitting around doing nothing. But and I do that. My job is sitting around and doing nothing. But huge thanks to the firefighters. All right. Sorry, I had to go take a dip in the water. It's actually exhilarating if you're hot. Go get down in the water. Drew having a pretty bad start. Kenny said he got it fixed, and as soon as he hit the accelerator, nothing happened. So they're going to tow Kenny off. Cooper Caldwell, meanwhile, on the inside, he's going to get another start for the inside split. So the inside's going to actually go up another win there. It looks like Ashley on the EX is on the outside. And behind Cooper, it's going to be Kayla. That's how they finished in the first moto. Cooper Caldwell with the whole shot on the inside. Kayla Williams on the outside. Both Yamaha EXs. Followed by Drew. And he's on a Spark. And then Ashley. And then, let's see, the other Spark, Josh Teague, on the 32. And Kenny did get the boat going. Looks like it's doing pretty good there. We'll see if he'll keep it up. Again, if you're warm, hot, overheated, go down in the water and spend a little bit of time in the water. All right, Cooper Caldwell out front, followed by Kyla. That is race 7, race 8. Race 8 to staging. Cooper out front, way out front. Race 8. Pro-Am four-stroke lights. Travis, Hendricks, Mason, and Joe. We'd love to see you on the line soon. Race 9, Veteran Ski Open. Start thinking about making it to the water. Hey, we're clicking through these pretty quick on the second half. Want to thank Jet Tribe Racing and Naughty Water Racing in the fine city of Madisonville, Texas. Charles Ginchard Photography for our now live stream and the images this morning. C4 Cinematography, that's Adrian Fisk with the drone piloting. Cooper Caldwell out front. He rides for Jay Caldwell Pools, Dean's team. Works, Deplorable Racing, Jet Tribe. You got out of that wetsuit. I don't blame you. Yeah, all that is to catch you tripping. Kayla moved to the standing position on her EX. Grab a little bit more speed out of it. Kenny looks like he did get the boat lined out. I'll watch him these next 2 laps. He is getting... No, still happening. Race 8. I think you're 9, aren't you?
Yeah. I was just making sure.
Yeah. Good job, Cooper. Another moto win for the Caldwell house. Second place, Kayla. Vic's Texas Barbecue over by the pavilion. He sent me a link of sausage earlier. Potato salad. I saw Rob Crow eating the potato salad. It looked creamy. Race 8. We're going to introduce you to them now. Race 8 is Pro-Am 4-stroke lights. That would be the white Beluga Whale Superjet combined with the 4-stroke SXR, the Orca. I don't know. They use well references online, folks. We go in reverse order for the second round, and in Pro-Am ski stock on the 57 out of Blue Springs, Missouri, rides for Chris Cowan and Hillsdale Jackals. It is Mark Marriott 57 out of Houston, Texas. For Elite Optics, it's the 35 SXR of Adrian Fisk Fisk 35. Now moving on to Pro-Am four-stroke ski lights, four-stroke Superjet class. On the 466 out of Hurst, Texas, he rides for WCOT. That stands for Watercross of Texas. And TCS Marine, it's Joe Barilski 466. Out of Lavernia, Texas, on the 198, it's Mason Katara 198. Out of Liberty Hill, Texas, riding for Pro Watercraft Racing, Austin Jet Skier, Smith Optics, Factory Jet Tribe Racing. It's the 107 of Hendricks Smith 107. And out of El Reno, Oklahoma, on the 021, it is Travis Falanga 021. Gentlemen, the race course is yours. Well, it's weird how they do that because it's an open level hole with a stock engine, so you can't run. But it can run in lights open, beds. And they're off. Adrian Fisk and Mark Marriott out front. Great battle. Mid-pack. This is race 9.
out front is race 8, Adrian Fisk and Mark Marriott, followed by Travis. I want to say Hendricks is somewhere in that mix with Mason and Joe. Whoop. Good race between Travis Belenga and Mason Gutierrez. No, Hendrick Smith, sorry. 107. Green flag. We got a lap rider letting the two for the lead battling. That's Mark Marriott and Adrian Fisk. Did not get the lapper flag. He never showed up for him, did he?
Well, we're raffling another pair. So
Oh.
let's push for today's pair.
Okay.
They can come up and look at them. $5
Yep.
for
Yep.
one for $5, one for $5.
All right. Mr. Terry just handed me the multi-use Pro Watercraft sponsons that we're raffling off. You're welcome to come up here and look at them. They're eligible to fit multitude of watercraft, I believe, Superjet, 4-stroke Superjet, stock SXR, and SXR 1500. They raffled off the set last night. Jeff Pinkelman won them. Jeff, if you were at the race, you were welcome to come collect your prize. They're also raffling off helmets, gloves, and water shoes. They're selling T-shirts. It looks like they've actually sold a few. White flag, white flag. All right, that was race 8 finishing up. Thank you guys very much. Race 9 to staging. Race 10, you're on deck. Race 11, start thinking about it. Race number 9 is Veterans Ski Open and Amateur Ski four-stroke lights. Race number 10 is Runabout Pro-Am Stock and Runabout Amateur Stock. Race 11, we go back to the juniors with four-stroke ski lights. Oh. Believe Adrian Fisk won that moto, followed by Mark Marriott. Believe Hendrick Smith, unofficial third place. And then Travis Falanga. And I don't know if Mason, I don't know where he ended up on that deal, but Travis just finished. And Joe just finished. Yep, just did it. Yeah, just did that, and the helmets and the T-shirts. Also, post-race interviews. And again, we have raffles for a set of Pro Watercraft sponsons provided by Pro Watercraft Racing. They're a multi-use sponson. You can use it on a ski coming up in this class, a four-stroke Superjet, or a SXR, or the classic, the vintage Superjet. Probably the square nose would probably work on that too. Maybe even the 750SX. Don't have any of them here today, or at least on the water. I did see a 650SX on a trailer and a whole slew of X2s. Not so much love for the 750SX in the racing community anymore. Of course, that was the factory piloted ski, the 750SX, and then became the SXI Pro. Hydrate yourselves. Drink plenty of water. If you're out in the sun, get yourself a fresh coat of sunscreen. Also raffling off 2 Troy Lee design helmets. On the number 6 boat, riding for Austin Jetski out of Spicewood, Texas, it's Mike Millhills. Millhills 6. Out of Wichita, Kansas. Riding for Big Fish Bail Bonds, Naughty Water Racing, Dad, Smith Racing, number 41, Tristan Hebert. Hebert, 41. Out of Bilverde, Texas, riding for Audubon Automotive. It's the 113 of Greg Phillips. Phillips, 113. On the 160, he rides a lot of classes, folks. Out of Sulphur Springs, Texas, riding for Jet Tribe, Comtech Gaskets, and Naughty Shine, it's Andrew Vo. Vo, 160. Out of Lavergne, Texas, riding for Spectrum Watercraft, Pro Watercraft Racing, the 198 of Tanner Katera. Race 10, Pro-Am, Runabout Stock, 2 staging. Race 10, Pro Runabout Stock, 2 staging. Race 11, think about getting towards the water. Race 12, Sport Spec. Race 12 is Sport Spec. Roscoe P. Coltrane has to make a stop for donuts and coffee. Would someone please go spray sunscreen on Rob Crow? You've got about 30 seconds. $25 seconds. He gone. That badge on the front of the ski means nothing to me, man. Hendrick's done for the day, so he's loading up his skis for the evening. All right. Candles are lit. We're going to get out that 2 card with the pointy flag and say, are you okay? Yep. You okay? Yeah. I'm okay. Well, then let's start this race. 1 card to the start band, and away they go. There must be 20 of these Super Jets here, because I know they're not riding all multiple classes. Tristan is. Tristan Hebert rides that 41 ski in multitude of classes. Rob Crow off that fresh Jobu refuel. All right. The inside is winning the whole shot, but now we're going to get one for the outside. Wait a minute. Nope. Inside gets another one. Katera gave it all he had. He's going to come out with the lead, but the whole shot actually goes to Tristan Hebert on the inside. Race 11, you are on deck. Race 12, make your way to the water. Race 13, Pro-Am Ski GP. And I know some of you guys just got off the water. Tim Miller is going to be almost back-to-back on this, but he'll be fine. Meanwhile, on the course, we got Tristan Hebert out front, closely followed by Tanner Katera. It looks like Tanner may have gotten in front now. And yes, Tanner found some speed on the outside, got around Tristan. And it looks like, let's see, 03. That's got to be 113 of Greg Phillips, also moves into second place. Tanner getting well adjusted to that 4-stroke Superjet. I ran with Tanner in some motos in the SXR Limited. Was it Limited? No, maybe in the stock class. He was young then, so it had been the stock class. They call it Ski Lights now. Good old 800 SXRs. Holders for the runabout race. Holders, please report to the line for the runabout race. Okay, action's on the backstretch now. Tanner Katera still out front on that Beluga Whale Superjet. I'm sure he's got Pro Watercraft sponsons on it to help it handle that well. Looks like he's got tubbies on the front, too. Those are those black bulges in the front of the ski. No, they're not knees. We call them tubbies. They're sponsons. Followed by the 113 of Greg Phillips. And I know Andrew Vo's in the mix somewhere. There he is. Andrew wearing that bright orange and black Jet Tribe wetsuit. Today's action is sponsored by Jet Tribe. Also, Commander Industries in the great city of Madisonville, Texas. Leisure Pools. John Caldwell Pools, J. Caldwell Pools, Vision Watercraft, Dale's Jet Sports, holders to the line for the runabout races. Tanner Katera still out front. So those handling products, his pole is still stock. You might have a hand pull spring in it to lighten it up and maybe make it a little easier for him on these longer races. And then it looks like he's got a really nice set of rear sponsons on that ski. Can't see underneath it, but I'm willing to bet that he's got a extended ride plate and rough water handling intake grate. They help a whole lot, especially as you see the water conditions, the light reflections coming off the water. So that's the chop from the small winds that we have coming from the west and the skis churning up the water on the inside. So you buy a jet ski, it's made to go in the water. What do you need all these things you slap on the side? Well, handling. As the water gets rougher as you get tired, the ski is not as easy to ride or keep at a pace that's that fast. You put on the handling modifications that help you ride a more consistent lap, not spin out, not catch an edge, or if a water gets rough or ripply, then these things all adjust into the pump and with everything to help you keep your laps consistent. Jet ski racing, well, more of an endurance sport this year, or now, than per se a sprint. Yep, race 7. We're clicking through them, man. What? We're only doing 2 today, right? Yeah. 11. Right. Well, no, we need to get race 10 off first, but oh no, they've been told. I'm on Sports Speckers right now. Sports Speckers need to be on their way to the water. Race 11, junior ski 4-stroke lights, and junior ski 4-stroke lights. That's the new Superjets, more new Superjets. You're on deck. I see some of you over there waiting. A lot of their skis are right here on the starting line. And then Sports Spec, most of them are across the lagoon over there. But start making your way to the water. And then race 13 is it, guys. That's what we started this segment with as we went live. But the folks today watching online will get 2 good helpings of Pro Ski GP. Want to thank Charles Ginchard Photography for providing the live stream today and the still shots this morning. Eight laps. 8 laps. So in this class, we've got Greg Sewell on the 413 Sea-Doo. 193 is Cooper Caldwell. 24 is Kyle Robinson. The number 7 is Sean Whitaker. Tim Miller is on the 37. And Pablo Pagan on the 787. One of them didn't fire. And that's Kyle. Somebody come buy a raffle ticket for these Pro Watercraft sponsons because they're poking me in the leg and it's getting annoying. These things are hard. Currently under a 2-minute hold right here for race 10. Bad thing about the 4-strokes there, the ether starting mode, to spray a little ether in it, it can help, but it doesn't really make a big difference like it does in the 2-strokes. He's got his hand up. All right, light the candles, boys. We are ready to launch. 2-card in the air. Are you okay, sir? I am. Are you? Yes. How about you? I'm all right. You? All right. Let's say we are racing. Look at all that spray off the starting line. Rider in the back going through what we call the cross chine. That's the wakes all making the V together. When you ride through them, it's like riding down a bunch of little ramps all at the same time. Meantime, Cooper Caldwell on the outside split. No, that's the inside split. Those blue buoys on the inside. Cooper Caldwell on the inside, Tim Miller on the outside. Just like before, they're going even. The inside has the advantage, but Tim Miller evens it up. Tim Miller with the whole shot this time. Cooper Caldwell in chase. Tim Miller to the inside, shuts the door, gives Cooper a wall of water to ride, a berm in between, and they are right there together, folks. Look on the outside stretch. You've got Tim Miller in first place. Behind him, Cooper Caldwell, their teammates. They're battling each other's water, sparring it out in Madisonville, Texas at the Mid-America Watercross Challenge, sponsored by Naughty Water Racing and Jet Tribe. You want to be a native of the water, you got to be in the Jet Tribe. Tim Miller paying Cooper Caldwell a little bit of payback there. Cooper Caldwell in the first moto was on the outside split and got around Tim. No, he was on the inside and got in front of Tim. Going into the corner where Tim reached the lead, Cooper pointed his jet, shot it right in Tim's face. I call it a facial. And it set Tim back to have to play catch-up and never was really able to. In this case, the water is, as I said, the wind isn't quite as bad. The water is a lot calmer, and that actually helps the GP800 boat. It performs a little bit better in the flat open. The FX a little bit better in the chop, and you see that here. Third place. We talk so much about the leaders here. Oh, there's a pass on the outside corner. Boat taking a slow. Is that Kyle? It is. Kyle having a bit of a problem there in one of the corners. Let somebody go around. Your leader, Tim Miller. Followed closely by Cooper Caldwell. In third is the 787. That's Pablo Pagan. I knew that. And the Sean Whitaker on the Ultra 310. Kyle pulling off like he did in the first moto. That 1800 not acting right today. All right, your leader, Tim Miller. 8 laps. I believe they're 3 in, so almost halfway. Followed by Cooper Caldwell. He's saying Tim can have all he wants. I'll see him tomorrow. Race 12 on deck. Race 11 to staging. Pablo Pagan holding down third. And then we got Sean Whitaker out of Garland in fourth. Ultra 310 not doing that bad. Here comes Greg Sewell. 5th place. Takes the halfway. And Kyle is going to be a DNF. Race 11 on the line. Race 12, Sports Spec on deck. Race 13, which doesn't really matter. A lot of them are out there right now. Race 13, Adrian Fisk, Mark Marriott, Trevor Burns, Charles Brooks, and Mason Katera start getting ready. Last chance for the Pro Watercraft Sponsons raffle entry. They had a raffle for a set last night. They went to Jeff Pinkelman, and they're going to have a set again for today. So there'll be a winner again today, and there will be a winner tomorrow. Tim Miller out front. Believe he's on the backstretch now. Sean Whitaker on that Ultra 310. Sean Sewell on the 413, followed close by the leader, Tim Miller. There goes Cooper.
If you think you can do a better job, get out of here.
That's right.
I'm like, no, I don't think
I even say that about my wife. Anybody thinks they can do a better job than me, you go right ahead, buddy. If it ain't love, I don't know what it is. Good racing action right there in the checkered flag. I believe that was Greg Sewell catching up to... No, that was Tim. Tim was trying to put a lap down on Greg Sewell. He raced to get his extra lap. Good job, Greg. No lap down. That's always my goal, not get lapped. This morning when he held up the blue and yellow flag, I said, that's my flag, guys. All Race 11. Race 11. We're going to introduce you to them right now. We'll go from bottom to top. On the 627, riding out of Wichita, Kansas, that is Trent Cornett. Cornett, 627. Out of Flower Mound, Texas, he rides for TCS Marine, Joe Barilski, and Works H2O Designs. It's the 466, that's a borrowed boat for him, of Felix Morinenko. Morinenko, 466. Out of Wichita, Kansas, riding for Big Fish Bail Bonds, Naughty Water Racing, his dad, Smith Racing. It is the 41 of Tristan Hebert. Hebert, 41. Tristan, can you hear me, buddy? You got 6 to 7 more laps in you? You don't know? We'll try, huh? Okay. And out of Wichita, Kansas, Tristan's buddy, the 627 of Jackson Lloyd. Lloyd on the 627. Out of Sulphur Springs, Texas, riding for JT Racing, Comnitech Gaskets, and Naughty Shine. It is the 160 of Andrew Vo. Vo on the 160. And out of Quinlan, Texas, for Bentley Plumbing, it's the number 22 of Javier Falcone, who gave a great interview earlier. Javier Falcone on the 22. All right, boys, light them up. 2 minute hold, 2 minute hold. It's a 4-stroke. Come on. All right, let's go. Everybody's good. 2 goes to 1. Band pops. Acceleration. Good clean lines all the way through the front. Inside line's going to take 4 white buoys. Outside line's going to take 4 red buoys. Joey. It feels good on your body. It rubs the lotion on its skin. Suntan lotion, folks. Suntan lotion on your skin to prevent the UV rays from harming your body. Great hole shot on the outside. Tristan Hebert on the inside. Javier Falcone on the out. I'm not Javier. That was Felix. Little green helmet's Felix. Javier's in third. Boy, you could stack dominoes between these kids. That's the thing about it, and they don't fall. They ride that fast and they don't fall. It's the cereal they eat now or something. Pop-Tart, something. Because when I was that young on a ski that fast, I fell a lot. It looked like a leg drag right there. He might just be hanging that far off the boat. Tristan Hebert still in second. Javier Falcone right there ready to pounce. Andrew Vo. I tell you what, seeing it in person after seeing it at the Junior Star Nationals, these kids are the real deal. They're the 13 to 15-year-olds. They're about to move into the amateur class. But I tell you, if you're in the 4-stroke stock superjet class, watch out because there is 4 riders. It looks like they just took a start. The inside split, the out. Tristan gets around him this time, but he ain't gonna let that happen. Felix is gonna stay right there, and Javier is just in the back, ready to eat raw meat off these two guys. He knows when they get together and start battling, it's gonna slow him down a little bit, and he's right there. I mean, you could place Battleship with these kids. One move, one wrong move, and they are sunk, losing a position. But if the other one makes a move to counter, I mean, they're right there. Maybe, because it said 627. Sports Spec, great job for showing up. Tim. Oh, I see him. There he is. Tim Miller getting the GP1 in the water. And all the other guys are looking like they're right by the line as well. Tristan nodding his head. I asked him, do you have 7 or 8 more in you? He said, I don't know. Well, we've got it out of him for sure. He's in the lead. Javier now moving into second. Felix, right there at the end. I don't know. Photo finish. Felix and Andrew. I'm going to go take a picture of this good-looking Sports Spec line. Holders. Holders, holders, holders. All right, guys, 2 more to go. In sports spec, we're going to go from the bottom to the top. Fort Worth, Texas own. On the HX, he was the Moto 1 winner. Boat number 193 is Cooper Caldwell. Caldwell, 193. In second place out of Liberty Hill, Texas, on the 37, it's Hendricks Smith. Smith, 37. And on the 13 blaster out of Sandia, Texas, it is Todd Carlson. And on the 7, got a great start, Steve Isaacs out of Bronson, Texas. Steve got a way better start that time on the blaster. He is on the outside split, though. And unfortunately, the outside hasn't been too great on the hole shots today. It is down 2 hole shots. Let's see. It looks like we had no, somebody bowed out. Looks like Hendricks is out. Negative. Hendricks is on. Hole shot. Hendricks Smith inside. Steve Isaacs on the outside hole shot. And that's Cooper getting a toe back in. Todd Carlson sounds a little sick. In third place. Big difference in sound from the open class or the GP class to the stock class. And the speed difference is around 8 to 10 miles an hour. Sports spec racing, one of the what be considered entry-level classes. It was introduced in the early 2000s. The sport boats were down to what they would call a modified class, meaning that as long as it was an OEM motor, if it was a Yamaha motor, it could go in a wave blaster. If it was a Sea-Doo motor, it could go in a Sea-Doo, which opened up the 787 in the HX and the 760-800 in the blaster, and they called it Sport Mod. Well, the problem with that was it was really getting too expensive to keep motors together to stay competitive. And all the guys that ran stock blasters with just bolt-on parts were in the race, but they weren't really in the race, if you know what I mean. So, to even things up, a brilliant man in North Carolina named Scotty McKenna came up with how many skis possibly were out in the world and how many parts were most likely available to build these skis. Hence, the start of Sports Spec. What he said was a Kawasaki X2, an original X2, could upgrade all the way to an 800 SXR motor and be competitive, which it is. A wave blaster could put on a pipe, a dual set of carbs, a ignition enhancer. It at that time could lighten the flywheel, a pump and a prop, and any handling needs. And at that point in time, there were more blasters out there, so the blasters dominated the sport class. And it was mostly blasters. So it was like, well, why are you calling it sport if it's the blaster class? Well, the HXs and the X2s were eligible to race it. Then Kawasaki comes out with an X2 with an 800 in it. It was an SXR X2. Really neat. Could only get them in Japan. And there was a guy in Nevada that raced them. I believe we called him Johnny X2. And he toured the country. And he was very competitive on that ski. Yes. 3 Gen 2 X2? Terry Hebert says he has 3 Gen 2 X2s. That's awesome. That's an awesome jet ski. All right. But what are we not talking about in this conversation? The HX. When Sea-Doo got into watercraft racing, they didn't want to just race. They wanted to dominate. So the new XP hull came out. The HX hull came out. And Kawasaki and Yamaha just did not have an answer to how good they turned and cornered and handled the really rough water. At that time, there was a lot of surf races. The rules based on the sport class was that it had to be less than 800 cc's. So the HX built a 700 and a 720. And dual carbs, which at that time was new, but it was heavier, so everything was even. Scott McKenna says, fine. Stock HX, mild parts wave blaster, and in my opinion, a wild X2, and we can have a class. The very first year, they had over 100 entries across the nation for the class, and they had 60 skis show up at the national finals. It went to heats and a last chance for 24 people to have a shot at a real number plate in this new sports spec class. That was over 10 years ago. It's still one of the most popular classes today. It's one of the best ways to get into racing because it's a small boat, doesn't take up a whole lot of room. The parts are getting harder to find for them, and the skis are getting more expensive because the parts are running out. But if you can find an HX or a blaster for less than $4,000, that's reasonable, running with a title, you can still get parts, or there's still ways you can build these skis to be competitive out here to run with these guys. And I mean, even at a Spark, and I'm not trying to downplay Sparks or EXs, but even at a Spark, you go to a dealer, that's $10,000 just to buy the jet ski. You can have a race-ready, competitive jet ski for way less than that if you're willing to look for the parts and do the work. Hendrick Smith out front. We call, he went ahead and got the win. Great job, Hendricks and Steve. Second place. Charles, where's your line? Right here? Yeah? Tell us your name and where you're from.
Ashley Sewell, Montgomery, Texas.
How long have you been riding jet skis?
This is my second season, but third race.
Second season, third race. Do you have any sponsors?
Nope.
This lady right here needs a sponsorship. She's wearing Jet Pilot wetsuit. She's wearing designer sunglasses. She needs a life jacket sponsorship. She needs a handling sponsorship. She needs a motor building sponsorship. She needs a graphic sponsorship. If you would like this young lady, Ashley, to represent your company and your brand, please email her at
Ashley_Sewell@ymail.com.
and get your products fashioned by Ashley. Want to thank your mom and dad or anybody?
Yeah, I thank my dad for getting me into it. Kyle, who has been my on-call mechanic, and just everyone for the support.
What do you like best about the races?
Having fun. I'm in a new class now, so it's super competitive, and it's different.
You race against Kenny Compton and Cooper Caldwell. You're taking on a big bill there.
Oh yeah, I haven't done much yet to the ski. That's actually brand new, so this is the first time I've raced on that. So
Works Racing, Dean's team. You have a new person that you can help to get up to a Kenny Compton and a Cooper Caldwell level. She's running in the beginner runabout class. She did really well in that. And then she's also in the, I call it the IROC class. But you finished third in that one today, right?
And
Yeah, beginner runabout, you finished third. So that's a podium.
maybe. I don't know. I thought I was fourth.
I don't know. Look, we'll have to check the moto math.
I haven't looked.
Okay, so see, she's got a little bit to learn. But, again, it's good to hear that, I just got into it. We came to the races, and now, we call it 8 up with it. But, your ski stock, you're very competitive. Obviously, the more experience you have, the more handling you get, the better you're going to get, and the more we're going to enjoy to get to see you. So, everybody, please give a big round of applause for Ashley Sewell.
Thank you.
Who's ready for this last race? I think everybody's loading up. I would say, where is the Batman? He's at home washing his wetsuit, but I'm sure he's out on the starting line. Negative. I'd go check a trailer. All right. Last race of the day. Pro Ski GP. He said 10 laps. I just heard him. Thank you, Billy Katera. That isn't Billy, is it? Adrian Fisk on the 35 for Elite Optics. Mark Marriott on the 57. They're on stock skis racing up. 299 is Trevor Burns. He's out of Rockwall, Texas. 645 is Charles Brook. And that is your field. Now, Billy Katera won the first moto in front of Tim Miller on the Pro Force. That's that lime green skiing out there that's really, really loud. I don't know exactly what modifications you put on the 1500s. Billy Katera again with the hole shot there. Tim Miller close. Billy's going to take the inside. Tim's going to dive down underneath him and take a wall of water. Tim taking a facial earlier says it was invigorating. Terry. Ask everybody to be careful getting your skis out of the water. Billy Katera out front. Tim Miller in tow. Believe that's Adrian Fisk in third. It could also be Mark Marriott. They just look like dark spots with water flying around them out there. Billy Katara. No, it ain't Billy. That ain't Billy. Mason. That's Mason Katara. Mason Katara on the 115, followed by Tim Miller. Then behind them is Mark Marriott and Adrian Fisk. Want to thank the great city of Madisonville for having us today and the ceremonies this morning. Mason Katera out front on a tear. That might be his new nickname, on a tear Katera. He's followed by Tim Miller. It is Mark Marriott, followed by Adrian Fisk. Oh, got a little fall on the outside split there. Want to thank Charles for the live feed up on the trailer tower of power. I'll wave to him. Looks like an NFL cameraman up there. Mason Katara on the outside of the splits. Tim Miller just now entering the outside of the splits. Riding that Pro Force from Pro Watercraft Racing. Kingwood, Texas, Chris Haggis Company. Tim Miller on the GP1 Commander. And Adrian and Mark Marriott here. Mark Marriott and Adrian Fisk on stock 1500 SXRs. Everybody's watching everybody go past the flag stand now. That's good. You're good to have it to do, though. All right, little bobble from Mason there on the outside. He caught a ripple. Watching that hole closer now, when he throws it over on the side, it actually sprays the water out from underneath it. Big splash in the air. Hanging way off the side. Looks like Mike Klippenstein out there. Great job on Mason. Except Mason and I used to run in the SXR limited class. I had what was called a Hydrospace, which was a turbocharged four-cylinder, like a Polaris motor. The Katera family has a Hydrospace hull still. To my knowledge, the last family in Texas to have one. It's an interesting-looking ski. It's very similar to the way the Commanders look now, and, of course, the Pro Force. Interesting concept they come up with these custom hulls. They make trial-and-error molds. They inject plastic mold, plastic, into a belly or a bag in the shape of a motor. They rip the embryo off the bag, and now they have a bottom hull. And they also make a top. They, clean it up, take all the metal shaving or the plastic shavings off of it. They put the ski in it. They put all the guts and everything in it, and they mold it together, hook up the electronics and the steering and the handling, and you have a jet ski. Not necessarily homemade. I don't want it to sound like that. It is handmade. There is a difference. And these people have put in the time and the effort to say this length hull with this deep of a chine, with this type of steering radius, and obviously this amount of power is the leading edge in watercraft technology. But you can't do all that without wetsuits, life jackets, and we want to say thank you to Jet Tribe Racing for being our title sponsor. Also, Naughty Water Racing for the Mid-America Watercross Challenge. Dale's Jet Sports. Vision Watercraft. Without you, none of this would be possible. And without the racers and their families, none of us would really enjoy being here. Because it's the families, it's the moms, it's the wives that make the sandwiches and get the water and make sure you have a towel to dry off with. Keep the dog calm. Has the sunscreen ready to go. But my favorite thing that moms always do, my favorite question moms ask, do you have any money?
And the universal answer to that is no. I do not. Great job, Mason Katera. I know he's tired. He nodded his head, yes. All right. No awards tonight. Charles, is that we good? All right. So with the safety inspection flag and all that in, I will sign off from the races saying thank you to the city of Madisonville and everybody. It was a great show today. We didn't have anybody really upset about anything that happened, so we'll give it a thumbs up. Goodbye and good night.